What's on your wrist, a plain Jane?
The following video is broadcasting live, and thank you for being my studio audience. Thank you for hitting thumbs up and subscribing to my channel for more Black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy. What up and welcome back. It's your girl Jane, the plainest Jane, and we got some Sarah to get into. This is going to be a really good, entertaining, educational, and informational story. We even got some Black history, okay, tucked up all in this video. So come on in, hit thumbs up. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And real quick, I hope you're feeling all right. Y'all know I don't start any of my videos off without saying, I hope that you have checked in on your mental health, your real world problems, whatever your spiritual warfare may or may not be. You have no business dibbling and dabbling into celebrity business or whatever is going on out here in the world unless you have checked in on yourself. And shout out to all my new subscribers. I know there are a couple of you all as well. Okay. Now, y'all know things are always sticky in Hollywood and in real life. And what is it about the people of no color being infatuated with our music? I know we got the sauce. I know we got the squeeze. I know we got the swag. But we're going to have to set the record straight about a couple of things. BudLight Becky done got her Cookout invite revoked. She should have never got one in the first place. And we're going to get into that. I've been telling y'all a lot lately. We need to be gatekeeping more as Black people. And for some reason, people were shoving these Cookout invites down this woman's throat. I don't know why, but they fucked around and they found out. And we're going to get into some things, right? So she's been exposed, right? People have dug up some things. And shout out, I see there's a couple of people who have joined the membership. Thank you. And I see I've got a couple of super chats and super stickers. Thank you, Jen Too Fit to Quit for the $5 super chat. And thank you, Tasha Melly, for the $4 super sticker. I appreciate those things. Come on in, hit thumbs up, hit thumbs up. It's free to ride my bus. I do appreciate the support, whether you send a super chat, whether you send a cash app, but also listen, pay your fare and hit like, because I appreciate that form of support over here as well. Okay. Y'all know, before I get into breaking down today's topics and viral events, you want to make sure you subscribe and thumbs up or down. Either way, I appreciate it. But make sure you think critically and independently, regardless of what you hear from me or anybody else. Okay. This is going to be a really good show. I'm really excited about this. And I took pleasure in doing the research. I knew, right, the origins of country music. I know the Black contributions to country music, but I knew I couldn't just come here and be like, we invented that, we contributed to that. So I went and I did some research, and we're going to get into like a mild timeline and really just some history so that you can understand. Because it's the caucasity for me. It's not the audacity. It's the caucasity to steal something, right, and take ownership, and then you can kind of like either forgot who you stole it from or insulting the intelligence of the people that you stole it from and thinking that they either don't remember it or that they don't have enough sense to reclaim what it is that you are now taking ownership of. Listen, it's always a mess, but we are going to get into it this evening. Happy Saturday night. It's midnight over here, actually, 12:01 over here in Baltimore. Baltimore, stand up. But this is going to be really good. I'm excited that you all are here. This is definitely something for us to get into. If you're laying in bed this Saturday night, you ain't got nothing to do, sit back, kick it with your girl, Jane. I got you, okay? So we're going to get right into it. Hit thumbs up while we get into this intro. Then we're going to get into BudLight Becky and her 15 minutes of fame and how and why they ended so fast.
The plainest Jane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some Black, and she said, loves me some Black news. She says, is it just me, or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out?
And we're back. So let's go ahead and get right into it. BudLight Becky, okay? Those of you who know, if you know, you know. If you're on social media, you listen, you see her picture here on the screen. Y'all know on Twitter, my finger is always on the pulse, right? But BudLight Becky is not somebody that I retweeted. I was so appalled at all these Black people propping her up on a pedestal because she's rapping the words to a rap song. So the fuck what? So what? So this is not something you saw me retweet, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you did see her all over your timeline. I was tired of it. I was tired of swatting her away from my Twitter timeline. This is what's even more interesting about it. Lil Duval posted her. T.I.'s all up under the comments, laughing his ass off. You know, you had some of the biggest platforms, black owned, white owned, whatever owned, really just posting and glorifying her for knowing the lyrics to one rap song. And then we found out, ooh, there's 2 rap songs. She knows the words too. Big deal. But here we got T.I. caught in 4K, and here we got Lil Duval caught in 4K, posting her on the page, and she went viral. She went viral because she was rapping a rap song at a wedding. She was actually a bridesmaid, okay? And so her 15 minutes of fame are up, all right? They ran her off of Twitter. Her Instagram was privated the other day, but I went and checked it earlier today, and she did make her Instagram public again, but she turned off all her comments, all right? Now, I went over, I took the liberty. Y'all know when I do my research, I do my goddamn research, okay? I don't play. So I took the liberty, right? Visited her Twitter, visited her Instagram. I said, let me go over to her TikTok, right? I'm seeing all these black folk in the comments, okay, saying, I came here just to invite you to the 1000th Black Cookout. We love you, bitch. Who's we? Who's we? Because it's not me. Someone else said, Lil Duval just posted you. Again, I just shown you that screenshot, right? It's really crazy. So someone else says she's invited to the cookout, the family reunion, and the kickback, all of it. Someone else said, not on my watch, and I'm with them. Not on my watch. You can see I like the comment, okay? I come with receipts when I come here to talk to you about these things. Why are we so quick to invite people to the cookout? Why don't we want to stick to gatekeeping? It's not like we're lonely. I understand we're pretty divided, right? But I think in the Black community, one thing that it would be beneficial for us to do is to learn to respect difference of opinion, right? Learn how to agree to disagree and stop feeling like we got to invite other people in. It's enough for us. Stop diluting your power, right? Diluting our power as Black people in our potency, and start gatekeeping more, because this stuff often it demoralizes, it destroys and dilutes our power and our potency when we don't stick to gatekeeper more often. You don't find other races, religions, origins, and creeds of people who just let anybody in because they learned a verse to a song. You don't see that. It doesn't happen. So we not we, right? Because not me, but there were several Black people that I can honestly say I witnessed on the timeline, Black folks reposting her and saying she's a mood and she's invited, and she went viral. I mean, for you to get to Baller Alert and XXL magazine, social media, and all that other stuff, she went viral. And this is a problem. Shout out to Jane's Weeping Bush in the building. Okay. Thank you. See, my weeping bush is here. We're going to go to the bush in a second, right? But I ran her up off of Twitter, okay? And listen, Lil Duval, T.I., lots of other people. We got blogs and Black publications, and Black people in general thinking that it's a mood. They're giving her kudos. They're giving her pats on the back. They're shoving cookout invites down her throat. And it went as far as, and so here's the video, right? If you haven't seen it, I think it was a King Von song she was singing as well. And I think this initial song she was singing was Lil Baby. So a lot of people were really impressed. They were really impressed by that. And it's really sad. So here's where she gets exposed, right? Let's get into that. Boom. She's dropping her Twitter and Instagram all over the place. Everywhere she sees herself going viral, she's like, follow me on social media, follow me on social media. Well, baby, you know, people, social media detectives going to do their things. Look what she's tweeting, right? Now, mind you, this is from 2018, but look, it still happened. It says, for those who didn't know what my scar is from by my eye, a few years ago, I was driving down the road and saw this bobcat on the side. So I stopped, got out the car, and poked that nigga. Wait a minute, what you poke? What you poke? Y'all caught in 4K again. These tweets gonna get y'all caught up time and time again. Social media is not playing with you all. I love the fact that no one would have found this out unless it was like, look, she went viral. They went straight, because you can go to someone's Twitter and search their tweets. They went straight to her Twitter and searched the word nigga, and they found it. They found it. Why you feel so comfortable? And there were several people who were like, look, she's rapping this song. She's too into it. She's too pumped. She's too fast. Do you think before this happened, right? Before this discovery, and this is what got her Cookout invite revoked. They were like, oh no, she's too fast. She's too hype and in on it. You know, she says the word because she's not even thinking. If you learn the words to a rap song as fast paced as what she had, a lot of that is muscle memory. So essentially, you're on autopilot a little bit. So a lot of people already kind of sensed and felt like, listen, but you can't just assume people say that word, right? You need to catch them at 4K. You need some proof. Boom. Here it is. Here it is. And here's the bigger problem with regards to this situation. You had Drake following her over this, right? And she had also met with Rick Ross before. So she's been kind of infatuated with Black music, Black culture, Black music culture, whatever you want to call it. Let's get into this screenshot right here. People went to her social medias, right? You can see her social media on the screen. And by the way, I have her Instagram or her Twitter down below in the description box. But please, let me urge you, don't watch this video and use that as an excuse to go harass her or whatever. Don't harass her or send her any hate on this video's behalf. If that's a decision that you make because you're an adult, you're doing that on your own. This video is not going to be the catalyst that gets, social media already ran her off of Twitter, and I'm going to get you to that receipt in a second, right? Of course, I got the screenshot because she completely abandoned Twitter. However, she is still on Instagram, okay? I need to make sure this video does not fall into the category of harassment and bullying because it seems like, I don't want her to come to this video and be like, oh, she sent people to her. No, I didn't. I put a clear disclaimer in this video because you know how white tears work, baby. No, I didn't send people. In fact, I told people not to come. However, people been on your ass. And that's why you left Twitter. But nonetheless, here we can see Drake even followed her because of this. Drake, I'm disappointed in you. But I'm not surprised because I know your type outside of Rihanna. I mean, hell, look at your child's mom. Then you got this picture of her and Rick Ross. Let's zoom in so y'all can see the caption, okay? And shout out to all y'all for hitting thumbs up. And make sure you share this video in your group chats, via text message, via Twitter, Facebook, however it is that you share videos. Hell, Instagram, DM it to somebody that you think would really enjoy the dragging of these non-colored, these mayonnaise people, right? And I only do things like that when it comes to caucasity, right? I'm very pro-Black, which doesn't mean I'm anti-white. But listen, here's the caption. It says, I mean, yeah, concerts are cool, but have you ever been on stage? So somehow, and you can see the date, 2018, October 14, 2018, she uploads this picture because she managed to get on stage with Rick Ross. She managed to get on stage with Rick Ross. This stuff is pretty sad and pathetic. It's pretty sad and pathetic. But let's keep going with what we need to talk about. She really thought she was fucking it up. And she might have been fucking it up. However, I'm not impressed, and you're not invited to my cookout. And for Black people, whether it be Drake or Rick Ross or whatever other Black person propping her up for learning the verse to 2 rap songs. Okay, see, here's my thing about this. And I spoke about this the other day when I went live around 3 a.m. about Ray J and Kim Kardashian, when Ray J basically came out and called Kim Kardashian a liar, right? Essentially, Black folk and other folk helped her go viral because she learned the words to a rap song. Now, do they retweet us and clap for us and give us kudos and help us go viral when we learn the words to a Nickelback and a Paramore song? I know plenty of non-Black songs. Look at this photograph. Every time I do it, I'm not gonna go viral for going online and singing that shit. At least not by them. There may be some Black folk who find that to be funny because we remember like that song or whatever the case is. But listen, we don't get invited to their, tuna casserole functions because we learn a white song or a non-black song. We just don't. We don't. You know why? Because they fucking gatekeep. Non-black people can be annoying, especially when we have cultural appropriation involved. However, they do have a code and they stay on that shit. They don't even have to know the transgression or what wrong step their white counterpart has done before they come online and even if it's not online, if it's in person, right? And just are unified about it. A lot of them, they fight behind closed doors rather than online. But us, we're something different. They also don't just let people who aren't a part of their community in because they learn the words to a song. Or because maybe you'll take a bite of that casserole and not make a nasty face and just suffer while you chew it and pretend that it's okay. I mean, it just doesn't happen. They gatekeep. And this is why I continuously emphasize about gatekeeping in the this is why I stress how important it is to gatekeep. They are diluting. First of all, it's an insult. It's an insult to our intelligence and the folks that helped her go viral. Because going viral in today's society, there's been a huge cultural shift. Going viral wasn't even a thing, let's just say like 11 years ago. It wasn't a thing, but going viral in today's society, it means a lot. It means a lot these days, right? For example, Gorilla Glue Girl. She's not as relevant as she used to be, but she still got verified. And she still makes a living based off of that flock, that huge heap of visibility that she garnered all at one time. And at this point, no one cares that her real name is Tessica Brown. She's Gorilla Glue Girl. And she still gets these opportunities and brand deals. And hell, she even still has a manager. She got a manager as soon as the stuff happened. Just about every social media platform is monetized. So sending people thousands upon tens of thousands of views, eyes, and follows, it is social currency that can very easily translate over into actual real currency. I could see BudLight Becky actually getting a deal by Bud Light. You can flip and turn a viral moment into something that you can eat off of for a substantial amount of time. And don't let you already have a business or a side hustle that you have going for yourself. A viral moment can really propel you into the next level or the next step or really make your business pop. We shouldn't be letting non-Black people into our community because they're dressed in Black cosplay, because that's what it is. It's Black cosplay. You're not an ally. It's not like you give a fuck about the Black plight. You won't stop and let your white counterparts know what they should and should not be doing with regards to having conversations about Black things and Black topics and Black people. You won't let them know when they're wrong or doing too much or being racist or discriminatory when it comes to us. But you'll sing our music and call us a nigga. It's no different than Christian Toby Obumseli. Yeah, she fetishized the shit out of him. She wanted that BBC. She got fucked down. But at the end of the day, when it was all said and done, she had no problem stabbing him to death and going out to have a drink the next day. It was nothing. These people will stab you, kill you, call you a nigga, and keep it pushing after you've invited them to the cookout and made them relevant and had we gate kept, right? Or maybe even check to see if they were an ally. I don't know if any of y'all have ever heard of Jane Elliott, but check her out if you haven't. That is an elder white woman who was a college professor who was a legitimate, that's what a real ally looks like. She would make a white person feel like shit for being racist or for not realizing or acknowledging their privilege. So stop letting everybody into our community because they learned a song, because I can't just go learn the words to a Jewish song or, a Turkish song or whatever and just be invited into that community. It doesn't work that way. Everyone else gatekeeps but us, and we end up looking stupid by letting these people into our community. Let's stop. Let's stop. Going viral is something that you can flip into helping to improve your life, your wallets, your pockets, whatever the case is. Stop handing that to anybody. Stop it. Stop it. I'm gonna go to the bush and weep for a second. It's time to go to the bush for sure. If you're a channel member, hit the weep emoji. Okay. Let me find it now.
It was gone. Let me just go in the bush and weep. Let me just go in the bush and weep. I just have to go in the bush and weep. Really. I don't understand. I swear to God, I don't understand.
Okay. And we're back. So, as I was saying, social currency is really king in today's society. Why are we handing this over to people of no color when they're basically dressed in Black cosplay? If they're not really for the betterment, right, and their survival and making sure that and teaching their community how to not continuously be oppressive or to be supremacists to us, then they're dressed in cosplay. They're just enjoying and pimping out our culture, and we're diluting it with that. Let's stop. Let's stop. Let's stop. Let's stop. So BudLight Becky, she got what she got. Let me get into one last screenshot, one last receipt with regards to BudLight Becky. Okay. This last screenshot is going to be so that you can see that her Twitter is gone, but also so that you can see what and how one of BudLight Becky's friends talks about us. Okay. So over here on the right, you can see her Twitter is completely gone and deactivated. She couldn't handle the heat. Social media dug in that ass. Okay. They dug in that ass. And here's what I found really interesting when I was doing my research about this. This white guy says, white people decide to mind their business and you blacks still get mad. You blacks, y'all know the tone and the temperature of shit like that. You blacks. Y'all know what you blacks mean. What you mean we find a reason to still get mad? Because there's a difference between cultural appropriation and cultural appreciation. And what you do outside of the moment when you are borrowing our culture and our music, how you really feel about us outside of those moments, it helps define whether it's appropriation or appreciation. That's why. So the you black shit, miss me with that. But okay, I see you. I see you. Not only is this something that she acknowledged, this is a thread that she commented on to get more followers. Someone said the chicken red is, they give her at. Here she is right here. And here's what my name is on Twitter. Oh, so you're here commenting. You saw what this says. And this is how I know. You didn't correct. You know the undertones here. If you were a real ally, you would know, but you're not. You're not. You're not. This is a problem. I see I have a super chat. Let me scroll up and get that. Thank you so much, Soldier Girl, for the $4.99 super sticker. I really appreciate that. Black girl singing JoJo. Yes, we do sing JoJo. Get out right now. Okay. Yes, we do. We absolutely do sing JoJo. It's the end of you. And when we say get out right now, at this point, we're going to use y'all music against y'all. Get out, BudLight Becky. Get out. Get all the way out. Now let's move into the next story. That didn't take long, right? That only took a couple of minutes, right? Let's get into the next thing because this one really had me hot, even just reading a naughty movie cover. It does. Let's get into the next story, right? With regards to a white reporter telling singer Monica loves me some Monica down. Okay, a lot of people know Monica from the Brandy, The Boy Is Mine song, but Monica has a lot of hits solo as well. Don't sleep on that. I love her voice. It's so sultry. But there was a white reporter who slammed Monica and Anthony Mackie. Okay. So I want to get into this clip because I think he thought he was cute, but he got enough heat that he came back and apologized. Although it was a bullcrap apology, and I don't believe it. It's just like I would have voted for Obama a third time if I could have saved the shit. You meant what you said, and okay, it's two different types of niggas, and I'm gonna talk about the two different types of niggas after I play this clip. So let's get into this.
It was really kind of a train wreck. There was a chick who was co-hosting it, and they said that she tested positive for the Rona. So let's take a look last night.
I know all of you were looking.
I don't know who this black guy is who's hosting it. It's supposed to be country music. No offense. I mean, y'all have hip-hop and basketball. You know what I mean? It's like, just fly with your flock, bro.
So,
I'm not against you, but you're up here being like, the melanated people invented country music.
At the CMT,
We was making country music in Wakanda before Johnny Cash and Merle Haggard done stole the black man's country music. It's like, all right, bro. It's so angry. There were so many black people there, sorry to say, but like so many black celebrities who have nothing to do with country music, and it's like, why? No disrespect to the funky brothers of music. I love Earth, Wind, and Fire, Run DMC, etc. But I mean, like, country music's different. Country music's different. It's not Wakanda.
It's not Wakanda. It's not Wakanda. You need to stop. You and BudLight Becky need to stop. Y'all need to stop. And I'm gonna have to take you to school on this one because clearly you don't even understand the true origins of country music. How come you don't understand that? Is it that you don't remember how and what your great grandfather stole, right? And decided to claim ownership over? We're gonna have to get into this because here's the first thing that I gotta say about it. First of all, let me just get a little bit of Andrew Caldwell to lighten my spirits because I don't want to get too passionate and it turned into me getting fired up, even though me getting a little fired up about these non-black people disrespecting us and our culture. It can make for good entertainment, but I'm looking out for me and my blood pressure. Okay.
Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to grow up. Grow up. Tired of telling y'all to grow up. Y'all need to stop it. I'm tired of it, y'all. You ain't finna work me out.
We need to fly with your flock, bro. Fly with your flock. Well, I mean, how come BudLight Becky wasn't flying with her flock? Where was her fucking flock? Why wasn't she? You know, if you want to keep us out of country music, why didn't you keep BudLight Becky out of rap? You can't have it both ways. See, when y'all want something slick, nice, you want to bob your head to, put your convertible and blast some music and feel gangster. It's let me turn on that shit. Other than that, it's let me not let them in the R's. You can't have it both ways, buddy. You can't have it both ways. No, not at all. And so here's the thing about it. Listen, there are two types of niggas. Two types. The first type of nigga is the type of nigga that's going to be like a black person, right? When I use that term, some people don't know. The first type of black person is going to be like, you know what? Fine. I'm going to go where I'm appreciated and celebrated and not where I'm tolerated or where I'm unwanted. And they just won't ever show up again. They won't ever want to be around you and they won't want to associate with whatever you are being disparaging about, right? They'll completely abandon shit because it's like, I'm not dealing with that. You don't want me there. You don't want me touching said thing. I won't. Then you got the other niggas who like, oh, you don't want us there at the Country Music Awards? Because you're talking about Monica and Anthony Mackie. There were so many black people. There were so many black people there. I don't know what's going on. Fly with your flock, bro. I mean, why didn't you just bring your fucking cape on, right? And your burning torch on your horse because it's giving KKK. Why didn't you wear that shit in the video? Why didn't you just say that? You're under the guise of don't do country. No, you want segregation again. That's what you want. You want the blacks out. You feel like the CMT, the Country Music Awards are some white only shit. That's how you feel. Just be outright with it, bro. But you thought that was cute, bro. You thought it was cute. And it's not. The other type of niggas, right? Because I said two types of niggas. Some that'll just abandon shit like, you know what? Fine. I don't want this type of friction, right? And then you got the other niggas who are just going to make you uncomfortable and show up and, oh, he don't want me there? Let's show up and give him hell. Let's show up and give them hell. And it's going to be a tussle and they're going to make you uncomfortable on purpose. Since clearly you're threatened by our arrival, our presence. We are damn good at music as black people. That's why y'all always over here in our shit. But I want to talk about black folks' involvement in the creation and curation of country music. I think it's really important because clearly they forgot. And I just want to remind them and us how we contributed to that. See, The thing is, non-Black people want to take cultural ownership without even giving as much as the general acknowledgement of giving credit where credit is due. Okay? Especially when credit is long overdue to a historically oppressed people. Stop playing with me. When it comes to jazz, blues, country, all those things, listen, it is an American boiling pot. America and white people did not invent those genres of music. It is not American. It is a boiling pot. It's from a plethora of different people, specifically immigrants. And if we're going to keep it a buck, Black folks are more than immigrants. Okay. So it's not American, but they call it American because when they steal shit, they rewrite history. Who discovered the United States? Do you think it was a white? Do you really think it was Christopher Columbus? They like to rewrite history real quick. No. It is a boiling pot. So let's start with this. We gonna get into it. Y'all see these pictures going across the screen. Okay, we're gonna get a little educational over here. Over here with the plainest Jane. Oh shoot, Danny in the building. Hold on. Where's Danny at? Shout out to Danny in the building. Because I see the swords coming in, but I'm looking for Danny. Thank you, Danny, for being here. I can't find your comment, but thank you for coming in. Let's talk about it, okay? Jazz, blues, country music. It is an American boiling pot of music. When we talk about it, and here are a whole bunch of Black people you can see on the screen with the banjo, because the banjo was really big when it comes to jazz, blues, and country, and especially country music. This is something that we are really privy to and privy with. So let's start with the fiddle, because we went from the fiddle to the banjo to the guitar. All right. The fiddle was brought over by immigrants. When we talk about the 1700s, the first known fiddle contest was in Virginia in 1736. This was 40 years before the Declaration of Independence. Right. So there's a transgression. We get from the fiddle and then we get to the banjo. The fiddle is equivalent to a violin. There is literally no difference between a fiddle and a violin. It is purely a string instrument. All right. And back in that time, of course, there was no bow yet, but that was the violin. Okay. Then we get into the banjo, which is second to the fiddle. And again, I took the liberty of finding all of these pictures of banjos and specifically finding pictures of Black people with banjo, because who invented the banjo? The banjo came over here from Africa, slaves from Africa. And the banjo is actually a mix between a string instrument. It's a drum and a string instrument. Very innovative. I did a video a while ago when I was dragging the Kardashians, but I spoke about the word ghetto, and sometimes the word ghetto can be interchanged for innovative. It's very innovative. It is a drum and a string instrument at the same time. We are some very innovative people. And slaves brought that over here, no different than how the immigrants brought fiddles over here in the 1700s. All right. So that wasn't anything that we stole from other people, and it wasn't invented by white people. Let's get into this piece of Black history.
The banjo, second only to the fiddle early on, came to America as a gourd with a fretless neck brought by slaves from Africa.
It's a drum. You know, this thing came from Africa. This thing is part of a long tradition. They've got hieroglyphics of these at the pyramids in Giza.
Rolex on your wrist, a plain giant.
Okay, just a little piece of history. That is a clip that I took courtesy of PBS Media. Okay, so there's a lot of information out there about the origins and the African roots that are woven into, right, what country music is. I see there are a lot of people in the chat saying rock and roll too. A lot of them don't want to admit that we had a lot to do with rock and roll and the curation and creation of that as well. Here we even had a non-Black man admitting, look, this is from Africa. I enjoy this instrument. It's from Africa. He mentions how they're, it's in the hieroglyphics, in the pyramids in Egypt. Stop playing. So you want to tell people to go back to Wakanda? No, bitch, you go back to the history books and realize how y'all whitewashed the history of where this shit came from. And this is the problem. It's not like, oh, we want to keep country music to ourselves, but at least, okay, y'all trying to take cultural ownership without even giving as much as the general acknowledgement or giving credit where it's due, especially to historically oppressed people. Stop playing. I'll be wondering what y'all be thinking when y'all take our shit. Do y'all forget that y'all stole it? Did your granddaddy not tell you? Or you think we're too stupid to not either reclaim it or know that y'all stole it? You think we're still that stupid because there's a gap in us being educated and informed enough because of how illegal it was for us to learn back in the day. Stop it. After the banjo, then came the guitar in the 19th century. The guitar widely used, right? Just about every musician in the 19th century decided to use the guitar, but it was a progression. And stop acting like Africa isn't woven into it. Cut the cat. Stop it. Stop it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to use this moment while this guy decides to tell us to go back to Wakanda, to really show him Africa and how, if you're going to talk about Wakanda, fine. Let's just talk about how Wakanda, right? Because Wakanda's not a real place, yeah. But we know what you're saying. It's Africa. Let's talk about how Wakanda actually invented and heavily contributed to the genre that you're trying to kick us out of. Stop it. And like I said, you got two types of niggas. You got the niggas that'll be like, fine, I don't want to have anything to do with this if that's how you're going to act. Because I want to go where I'm celebrated, where I'm appreciated, and not where I'm tolerated. And you got other people who are going to be like, look, I'm going to make you uncomfortable. And this is why I really applaud Monica in her response. We're going to get into Monica's response in a second. But let me finish talking about the banjo real quick, because I really fell down the rabbit hole and I really enjoyed it. Because I knew country music and our contribution to it. But as far as gathering the research so that I could bring it, in a way and really inform you all, right? It was really amazing just even getting a little bit more history than I already knew. So like I said, in the 1800s is the 19th century, and that can be kind of confusing, right? I was getting a little confused when I was doing research. I'm like, I thought it was the 19th century, but it's the 1800s. The 19th century is the 1800s. The guitar that we know today was born from the banjo, okay? There is no country music that we know of and today that doesn't have the guitar. And the guitar was born from the banjo, which was invented by who? Black folk. So stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Okay? Stop playing with me. Listen, I love Monica in country music. I love it. Her and Kay Michelle are over there, and I think that they are amazing. And when I say over there, I mean like they are branching out and doing country music. Awesome. Don't box yourself in. And I think that both Kay Michelle and Monica, and let me know how y'all feel about it down below in the comments. Shout out to everybody here in the live chat who was on the bus. If you're chasing the bus, which means you're catching the replay, make sure you hit thumbs up. But let me know how you feel about Monica's presence in country music and Kay Michelle's presence in country music. Do you think that they excel in those areas or not? Make sure you keep it sticky and real down below in the comments. But me personally, I feel like Monica has a really nice voice. She has a nice voice. It's a full voice. It's a sultry voice that is debatably Southern, right? I think it's very Southern, but I guess that is a debatable point, right? And it's moderately slowed. It's deep. I know I have a deep voice too, but I'm not a singer. But Monica, it's no surprise that she's leaning into country music. And it's also no surprise that Kay Michelle is leaning into country music as well. And look, I want to give y'all a couple of final thoughts. that I have about both of these stories. I think that, for this white reporter, his name is so unimportant. His name is in the description box, but I really don't care about his name because he thought he was cute and going viral telling us to stay back in Wakanda, whatever. I think that it's a really weak attempt to scare us away from country music. And I am glad that Monica is resilient enough to continue on within the genre and not letting people like him and people who share that sentiment, because there are people who share that fucked up racist, because it's racist. It's racist. You trying to keep Black people out of country music, bro. It's racist. Since you want to be a bro, it's racist, right? And racism still alive. They just concealing it. But I'm glad that Monica wants to continue on and will continue on because white folk do not own that genre of music because they damn sure ain't created. Let me get into Monica's response, okay? Oh, you late? You have got to catch it. We got into some Black history. We talked about BudLight Becky. We did a lot in this show, but thank you so much for being a channel member and for getting on the bus even though you late. It's okay. It's okay. I'm glad you could catch it. Let's get into Monica's response, okay? So here's Monica because there was a whole article write-up about this, right? So you can see the name of it, the name of the article. It says, White Reporter Slams Anthony Mackie and Monica for attending the CMT Awards and tells them it's not Wakanda. All right. And so Monica says this: I've never been more motivated, Patrick Howley. Although your feelings are likely shared by some, it's not shared by the masses. I have an all-star legendary team of true country artists that are currently working with me that would beg to differ. Because of the genuine hearts of, I'm not reading this name, but CMT, I share this stage with Little Big Town and Jimmy Allen. This was the first of many times that you will see me. Okay. So she ain't going to stop coming. I know you tried to intimidate her from showing up again, but guess what? Gunica. Raise your hand if you know that Monica's nickname is Gunica, because Monica's pretty goddamn gangster. Okay. I see you caught that my skin is melanated, but you missed that it was tough. I'm rooted in the word and built to last. See you soon, or should I say, welcome to Wakanda. Gracefully bows with Anthony Mackie. Open roads coming soon, MDA. Okay, this was beautiful. This was beyond beautiful. Okay. I love her response. It was classy. She wasn't cussing him out. Even though if she did cuss him out, it'd be like, okay, it was a racist antic from him. It 100% a racist antic.
The show was really kind of a train wreck. There was a chick who was co-hosting it, and they said that she tested positive for the Rona. So let's take a look last night.
I know all of you were looking
I don't know who this black guy is who's hosting it. It's supposed to be country music. No offense. I mean, y'all have hip-hop and basketball. You know what I mean? It's like, just fly with your flock, bro. I'm not against you, but you're up here being like, the melanated people invented country music.
At the CMT,
We was making country music in Wakanda before Johnny Cash and Merle Haggard done stole the black man's country music. It's like, all right, bro. It's so angry. There were so many black people there, sorry to say, but like so many black celebrities who have nothing to do with country music, and it's like, why? No disrespect to the funky brothers of music. I love Earth, Wind, and Fire, Run DMC, etc. But I mean, like, country music's different. Country music's different. It's not Wakanda.
A whole hot mess. Make sure y'all hit thumbs up. Let me go to this commercial real quick and we'll be right back.
It's time to face it, boo. Your product needs more exposure. If you want to see your ad here on my channel, be sure to shoot an email over to yt.theplainestjane@gmail.com and let's chat. But if you're new in my neighborhood here on YouTube, hey, I'm the Plainest Jane, and I provide coverage and commentary on trending stories, viral events, and black culture. I definitely appreciate you stopping through and hitting that subscribe button if you'd like more of my particular brand of syrup.
And we are back. So let me get into my final thoughts and a couple of unanswered questions. Okay. So, like I said, it's a very weak attempt to scare us away from the genre, but baby, it's not happening, especially because we got roots all up within the genre. Okay. No one owns any musical genre. Hell, we got what? Jada Pinkett and Willow Smith. They do like metal. They do like heavy metal and things like that. And I mean, honestly, I've taken a listen and it's pretty good. I'm not really into metal, but it's really good. But we're not talking about metal. We're talking about country music. And earlier we were talking about rap, hip hop, all that other stuff. Look, I'm glad that Monica is resilient enough to carry on. Like I said, either they steal our music and forget who they stole it from, or they steal our music and think that we are stupid enough to not reclaim it, or that we aren't aware or aren't privy enough to know our contributions to whatever good product or service they don't water down. Because that's what they do. They water it down. They water down a lot of what they take ownership of or whatever they come up with on their own. I want to know what your thoughts about BudLight Becky are. BudLight Becky getting uninvited from the cookout, having her invitation revoked, and how do you feel about how Monica handled the white reporter? Okay, any and all thoughts, I want to hear from you. Let me go find out who his wife and mother are so I can track them too. Look, it's the thievery for me. At this point, I want to call country music contraband, because at this point, it was illegally brought over here by slaves, black folk. What's the definition of contraband? Okay. Get into it. So nonetheless, this is really interesting, and I really love and enjoy Black history, and finding a way to use social media, viral events, trending events to really dig into Black history. It makes me really happy, and I think that that's a little bit of my niche. So I'm really enjoying, although y'all know I lost my last channel. I had 102,000 subscribers, and as I am building this channel back up again, I'm really just enjoying this point of rediscovery and refinding my element and being able to freely experiment in a way that I wouldn't have been able to do it on my larger channel, because I knew what my people wanted, my flock of 102,000 people, and I just didn't feel welcome to experiment much because of all the people I had to satisfy. So me finding my niche and rediscovering things and really reinventing myself, right? It's been a really beautiful process. There was some hurtful aspects about it. Like, imagine like building up a platform of 100,000 people over the course of years, and then it just being taken away from you out of nowhere. That shit broke my heart. But it is amazing me being able to get back up, try again, and still do what I love to do, and do it in a way where I'm actually a little bit more free with my little 4,000 subscribers. I can do more. I can be more, stretch myself more. So nonetheless, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts about what we spoke about today. I do have a sticky note for y'all. Okay. We're going to get into the sticky note. And although it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, we are going to go backstage and read the second half of the transcripts this evening. Okay, so right after the show, we're going to get started reading the second half of the transcripts. If you're a channel member, you can visit the members only community tab, and you will be able to see the seating charts that are based off of the first half of the transcripts, because they do conflict. What Meg is saying and what the first responding officer said, they're totally different seat placements, right? So that stuff is back there. We're going to read the rest. So if you're a channel member, it's just $1.99 to join. It's for everyone. It's not on the middle or the top tier. It is for everyone if you want access to the transcripts from their December 14th court date, all right, with Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. But look, y'all know what I always get into before we get into the sticky note. Y'all know what I got to play. Throw up them pancakes. Be sure to tag me in your favorite trending topics and on Instagram. We're not going. We're going to be right back. I'll play my clip where it's just pretty much inviting people to join the membership, but more specifically, it is me showing appreciation to the members I already have. I think there's about like 89 or 92 of us or something like that who are channel members. And those are the folks who just take it a step further than just subscribe, and they want backstage and exclusive content. And they don't have to necessarily send super chats if they don't want to, because they're already joining the membership and given the $1.99, $4.99, or $9.99 a month. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Catch the replay if you're late, and I see there are a couple of people just trickling in. You want to go ahead and rewind to catch the replay. I'm going to get into this clip. We're going to come back and do the sticky note, close out, and then we're going to go backstage to get into more transcript stuff. Okay? Throw up them pancakes for me while this plays. And if you are a channel member, use your special emojis and all that other stuff. We'll be right back.
The plainest Jane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some black, and she said, loves me some black news. She says, is it just me, or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out?
So wait a minute, you ain't joined the channel yet so that you can access special perks over here with the plainest Jane?
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
Ooh, watch this. Hey, I'm the plainest Jane. I'm a cultural commentator and informant, and I provide sticky coverage on trending stories, black news, black culture, and everyday topics with a sticky, abstract perspective. So get familiar with the perks. I've carefully curated all of these things, and it's just a little exclusive glaze to amplify the way that you express yourself. So get comfortable, get used to our official emoji over here. That is the pancake stack, because it's always sticky in Hollywood and in real life, and especially when you spend the time over here with the plainest Jane. Like I said, I hope you enjoy the exclusive glaze that I've provided for you to amplify the way you express yourself, and I hope you enjoy the digital vibe. Hey, listen, I always want you to keep it sticky, but be sure to think critically and independently, regardless of what you hear from me or anybody else. But most importantly, I hope that you're feeling all right, and hopefully you've had some time to tackle some of your invisible problems. I know I got a couple of new subscribers, and I just want to say thank y'all. I really do appreciate you. And if you're not quite feeling all right, this channel right here, once you join, it's going to help you kick back and decompress always, but it'll also keep you in the know with what's happening with the best black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy. So again, get comfortable. The first drink is on me, all right? Act like you got some sense, and I'll see you around. But don't forget to keep it sticky 24/7 by following me on Instagram, but hit that notification bell so that you always know when I upload and you get your dose of syrup first. Now, with all that stickiness being said, the most important thing I want you to remember about this neck of the woods and the plainest Jane is Black Lives Matter. And if you don't agree,
buy pumpkin. That would take you out. I don't play that shit.
Now you gotta go for real.
It's just that simple. Hey, look, whether you join or not, I do want you to stay beautiful, black, and blessed. And just know I appreciate your support. I'm your girl, the plainest Jane. And let's see what's happening in these virtual streets. You ready? All right now. This could be a crazy ride. I'm warning you now. And we are back. I see someone asking, if you're not a channel member, Jane, will you talk about the transcripts publicly on YouTube? Yes. I just wanted to give my channel members, since they, they give a little something extra, give them early access to it, and just give them some time. You know what I mean? As opposed to saying, hey, the channel members will get the transcripts on Tuesday and everybody else will get it on Wednesday. I want them to really feel like they got something. So kind of like stretching it out is what makes it more special for them. So everyone else will get it more than likely close to the beginning. I would say maybe like by Tuesday. And I am going to have to split it up into two pieces. My voice has been going out a lot lately, so I would love to read all 89 pages in one sitting. But my throat. So I'm going to have to, I read it in halves backstage, let a couple of days pass, and then everyone else will get it here on YouTube as well. Honestly, I'm really tired of the Megan Tory thing. I ain't even gonna lie, but I know a lot of people want it. And honestly, I'm tired of it, but I'm also curious to see, okay, outside of me just going by my gut instinct of what I think is right or wrong or what I think happened, there's only one way to know, to get actual and factual with what's happening in court and the testimonies of everyone who was there. So that is the reason why I have the transcripts. They are 89 pages. We pretty much read about half of them backstage already, and we're going to read the remainder this evening backstage. in the after show. So I am aware though that the seating arrangement, now, like I said, if you remember, you've seen that the seating chart, matter of fact, I'll just show you, right? Because the seating chart isn't really like a secret, right? And the seating chart is, it changes when you read the second half, excuse me, of the transcripts. I just love the pictures of all these fiddles and this history here on the screen. I really enjoyed being able to surf and find all of that stuff, right? Copy image address. All right. Let's get into this. All right. So this is what the seating arrangement looks like from the perspective of one of the responding officer, right, who was actually able to witness the seat placement when he responded to the scene. Okay, this is the car, right? So Escalade truck, security's in the driver's seat, Tori's security, right? This is what the responding officer is saying, right? Security's in the driver's seat, Meg's in the passenger seat, Tori's in the back left, Kelsey is in the back passenger. Then you have what Meg said, which is a bit different. She says security was driving. That's the only thing that's the same. And then Tori was in the passenger seat. Kelsey is in the back driver, back left. Meg is in the back right seat. All right. So this is something that I went ahead and I made these charts based off of the transcripts backstage. So this is some of the stuff that we be getting into, some of the perks that you get when you are a channel member backstage. When you're a backstage sticky, I try to make sure y'all you get your bang for your buck back there. We sit back there, don't get me wrong, like we cut up. You get a lot more topics and kikis and jokes backstage. But I'm like, look, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna buy the transcripts and give my people that. You know what I mean? They give me a little bit of, you know, it is a monetary donation in order to be back there. I want to make sure y'all get y'all bang for y'all buck. So it's not like you have to go sign up for Pacer or buy the transcripts. I'm gonna give y'all the transcripts. Like that's what I do for my channel members, to make sure that y'all get what it is. The public will get it later. And honestly, the public will get it when I get enough time. For my channel members, you know that I have been burning myself out. You may know if you realize the pattern on my channel, I typically go live. I try to go live every day. I try to put out a piece of content every day because I'm trying to get back what I lost. And I've been burning myself out. And I realized I was neglecting myself. And I was venting about that a little bit on a community tab post on the members only. And you know what, y'all? It made me so emotional. Seeing all of you all encouraging me to take care of myself. You were like, Jane, a lot of y'all were like, Jane, you encourage us to take care of our mental health first. You need to take care of yourself first. Take a couple days off. We're going to be here when you get back. I was like, look, y'all, I need a day off. I'm burning myself out. So yeah, I wanted to get the transcripts to the public at least, you know, by yesterday, to be honest, but I have been just so burnt out. I have a real job. I have a 9 to 5 that I work Monday through Friday. So me creating all this content, doing all the research that I do, creating all the graphics and all that other stuff, I'm doing this around my 9 to 5 job. So sometimes I get burnt out, and I have a family that I still need to be a family with, you know what I mean? And this takes a lot of time. The prep that I do off camera takes double the time that I spend on camera, sometimes more than that. So for an hour live, sometimes it takes more than that to prepare for. So me trying to find balance is hard because it's difficult for me to unplug and not, I've always got content ideas and things that I want to execute to bring to you all. So excuse me, I don't like anybody to hear me burp. So yeah, I'm so dedicated to this. I'm so dedicated to bringing you all information and entertainment. I love entertaining and informing all in the same time, and just providing, enlightening content and stuff that's really edible and palatable, and connecting what's happening on social media to Black history so that we can connect them and it be like a you gonna learn today type moment. And that's why I'm like, you know what? I can take this ignorance from this white guy who told us to go back to Wakanda and use this as a teachable moment to dig into the history of where country music came from and what our contribution was. And I love just sitting back and strategizing and connecting those dots. And that's what I've done. So hopefully you all appreciate that. I know a lot of my channel members really showed out, and it makes me cry when people gather around me and just uplift me. I don't know why it makes me happy, emotional, but it does. And yeah, just thank y'all so much for all that y'all do, especially my channel members, but to all of my supporters who really give a crap about me. Okay. Hey Danny, now I see one of your comments. I didn't see your comment earlier. I just saw everybody dropping their swords and talking to you. So shout out to Danny Robertson for coming in the chat. And shout out to all the people who thought I was Danny at first, because I'm clearly not Danny, fools. But nonetheless, listen, let's get into the sticky note. This has been a show that has been really good. This was actually supposed to be two different shows, and I decided to combine them. I'm like, you know what? They have similar factors. It's the infatuation of non-Black people with our music. Let me combine them. I planned on doing two separate shows about these two separate topics, but then we had the video earlier that I did today about Pete Davidson and the tattoo of Kanye West kids that he has on his body. Check that out if you haven't already, and make sure you share this video in your group chats with you and your homegirls and whoever it is. But let's get into the sticky note, wrap it up so that I can get backstage with my channel members and we can get to I'm curious, because believe it or not, I have not read ahead in the transcripts, so I don't know what's in the second half of the transcripts, to be completely honest with you. So we're going to be finding out together, the same way that we found out together the first time backstage. And we were backstage and I realized the seating chart was different. I'm like, wait a minute. The responding officer is saying this. The detective that wasn't there, who was literally giving us what Meg said to him, were two totally different things, and it blew my mind. So if you were backstage, you remember what my response was when I was reading. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the seat placement that it was. I was so perplexed by that. So it's really interesting. I haven't read ahead, and I'm excited to read the second half of the transcripts. But nonetheless, let's get into the sticky note. Those of you all who are familiar with my platform, you know that the sticky note is a motivational quote that I have crafted, and it's just the most important thing that I think you all should know about today. So let's get into it.
Hey, thanks for letting me keep you connected and in the know with what's happening in the Black world. Don't forget to smash on that like button for support and for more Black news.
So today's sticky note is this. Haters do one of two things when they're surrounded by happiness and good energy that surpasses theirs. So it's important to be careful how happy you get around unhappy people. But let me explain. Because I know that sounds like you need to make yourself small and hide your happiness and contain it to an extent, but that's not what this means. So there are one of two things that haters do when they are surrounded by happiness and good energy that surpasses theirs. They either leave the room or attempt to shatter the positive energy. They'll kill the mood by divulging into something negative. And it's important that you take inventory or you take note and you protect your aura. You protect your energy. Be careful how happy you get around unhappy people. And it's not about hiding your happiness, but rather protecting your happiness. Unleash your happiness around people who genuinely want to see it flourish and won't attempt to shatter it. I hope that makes sense to you. And that was a lesson that I had to learn the difficult way. And sometimes I have to remind myself of that lesson. My life changed drastically when I learned to keep my mouth shut and keep my plans for success to myself, because with that, you will find less roadblocks. People won't know where to put up the roadblocks or where or how to throw a monkey wrench in your plans for success if they don't know what they are. And a lot of times you've got haters disguised as supporters. So it's not about hiding your happiness, but protect your happiness. I don't know if you've ever noticed, you've been around someone and you've got some really good news and all they can do is sit there and be like, oh, but what about this negative possibility? And what about this? But what if that doesn't work? You really think you can do that? They're like talking all this stuff. They're trying to shatter that moment. And it's not that you need to keep your happiness to yourself or stay. Share it with people who are going to appreciate it and people who aren't going to have the energy to want to shatter that happy moment or ruin that happy moment for you. Hey, that's the sticky note of the day. If it resonated with you, be sure to comment down below. I'm doing me. So I know it's real. I even had to learn that lesson. I ain't even gonna lie. I had to learn that lesson when it came to my family members. That's where I learned that lesson first, when it came to my family. It was like, it's fine. Everyone's heard that figure of speech where it's like, oh, people want to see you doing good as long as you're not doing better than them. And that's not always as far as like money or like where you are in life or classism or anything like that. Sometimes it can just be about happiness. And if you're happier than someone and genuinely happier to someone and they're miserable, they're going to try to do whatever they can do to remind you of every negative possibility outcome, because I don't know, it seems like they're like threatened by your happiness. They don't want that to live within you. So why share and spread out all of it? If they find out, they find out. But why share and spread it out and make that the place where you vent and you talk about that? Find people who really want to see you fly and spread them wings, not people who are going to secretly cut them off and then act like they didn't do them. Oh my God, you're falling out the sky. No, they help cut off your wings. Look, be careful how happy you get around unhappy people. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself sometimes. That's all I'm saying. Misery loves company. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's the sticky note. Y'all know, if you want more sticky notes, if you enjoy the sticky notes, you can either listen to them again at the end of the videos. I don't put them at the end of every video. If I'm putting together a show that has more than one topic, that's when I insert a sticky note. But if you want to take an actual look at the sticky notes, if you want to take a screenshot, there are sticky notes on the community tab. So you make sure you stop past the community tab. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. And I know you didn't hit thumbs up already. I know I ain't got to come beat you up because you ain't hit thumbs up. Hit thumbs up and check out the community tab for more inspirational and motivational quotes. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and get out of here. Be sure to tag me in your favorite trending topics on Instagram and on Twitter. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And just know, I don't take for granted your time and your energy. Let me know your thoughts on all the things that we discussed today. What are your thoughts about BudLight Becky and her getting her cookout invite revoked very quickly? I know I'm happy about it, but let me know how you feel about it down below. How you feel about Monica's response to the reporter of No Color who decided to come at her and Anthony Mackie? And what are your thoughts about the origin of country music? Do you have anything to add? Did I miss out on anything? Is there another genre of music that we don't get enough credit for or kudos for? I saw someone mentioning earlier that the reporter felt emboldened to say that because although we invented or contributed to a country music, we've kind of abandoned the genre. And I would have to agree. But I'm glad that we've got people getting back involved in the genre. I'm glad that we have a Monica. I'm glad that we have a K. Michelle. I know how people feel about Lil Nas X, but if he makes more country music, that would be cool too. I'm hoping that there are more Black people in the music industry or trying to break into the music industry. Maybe they're not there yet, but I hope that they feel welcome to get into country music again. Honestly, I can't even stunt. I really enjoy this clip. It's just 35 seconds of Black history. And honestly, the snippet that I gave you here, it was way longer than that. There was a whole history piece and breakdown on it.
The banjo, second only to the fiddle early on, came to America as a gourd with a fretless neck brought by slaves from Africa.
It's a drum. This thing came from Africa. This thing is part of a long tradition. They've got hieroglyphics of these at the pyramids in Giza.
Rolex on your wrist, a plain giant.
Awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. And I love seeing a white guy in that clip give us that credit for and mention the hieroglyphics and how we see the banjo in hieroglyphics in the pyramids in Egypt. So important. And it's really the tip of the iceberg when it comes to that piece of Black history and the knowledge and the origin and the curation that Black people contributed to country music. But look, this is the end of today's show. Don't forget to check in on yourself, find some peace, do some things to grant yourself release, and don't forget to hold on to your loved ones, okay? Make sure you subscribe and thumbs up or down. Either way, I appreciate it. But be sure to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of this hot syrup and breaking Black news and celebrity entertainment, because you know things are always sticky in Hollywood and in real life, okay? Y'all make sure y'all drop one of them pancake emojis, and y'all make sure to stay beautiful, Black, and blessed until the next video. Deuces. But that's it. If you want to catch more of my commentary on Black culture or vital and trending information, be sure to subscribe by hitting that little circle in the middle of the screen, or I'll catch you in one of these rectangles to the right in another video. I'll see you there.